so many layers that go behind crafting the perfect picture. A picture that looks impactful. Your favorite visuals from movies or TV shows weren't shot as vibrant, colorful, or in those amazing tones that you fall in love with. What if I told you that all of those amazing visuals were actually shot like this? Yes, and it involves a very detailed, step by step technical process to actually make them look as amazing that they eventually do. And that process is called DI, which happens in a room like this. And to dive into the process, we would like to enter this world of DI with a brilliant DOP who invests a lot of thought and time to ensure he brings about a unique and impactful look for all the stories he crafts. He has used the Sony Venice to create 4 different looks for 4 of his films, and each of them equally brilliant. Vishal sir, it's first of all so good to have you here because it's so hard to get you from behind the camera to in front of the camera. But we really want to hear a little bit about your journey.
So I started off as a lightman on a Tarafa and moved to a camera attendant, moved to a camera operator. Got my break 24 years ago with Bhoot. Here I am.
That whole journey from, starting on set, doing something else but from the same department, did it, sort of strike a bell that you want to get behind the camera one day, or it just happened matter of fact?
No, I wanted to get behind the camera. At that point, this is the only route that I could take. And then one thing led to the other, and here I am, 18 features and about 6,000 commercials and
Wow.
500 songs later, giving this interview.
Lovely, lovely. Finally, we had to wait all that while to actually get you here. The main things that I want to talk to you about, and the reason we are all here, you've done some really iconic work, but one thing that stands out is the way you make your films look. The overall texture of your films, the color palette of your films. And I really want to understand the kind of prep that you do before you actually get on to making a film look the way it does.
So it actually starts with selecting the right film. I did Bhoot, I got offered 5 or 6 horror films, and I did Ab Tak Chappan, I got offered multiple cop films. So the idea always was that if you did something in a particular genre, don't touch it on the next film. So that automatically lends itself for the landscape to be different, narrative to be different, locations are different. So the minute that happens, that's the start to say, okay, my films won't look like the previous one. The minute you get a film and you know that it's based in this milieu, you go understand the milieu better if you don't know it. If it's Bombay based, then obviously we know Bombay well. If it's not Bombay and if it's another city, go understand the city, see what the colors are, see what actual light sources are available in that environment. Either you completely soak it in and bring it into your film, or you just sort of flow with it. You enhance it, don't fight it.
Correct.
The minute you go to Dharavi and you want to make it look like Nepean Road, it's not going to happen.
Now, you've been using the Venice. I'd also like to understand the kind of role this particular tool has played in sort of enhancing your execution, your final product.
My last 4 features have been on the Venice. Chup, Ghumar, Fir Aayi Haseen Dilruba, and I just finished another one called Safar. I'm starting another one on the Venice itself. Low light capabilities on it is fantastic. I mean, you can't beat 2500 ASA. You just can't. I mean, like I said, if you want to accept a city just the way it is, the 2500 ASA base is going to allow you to be able to shoot in street lamps. And then you can just enhance your visual and take it where you want to go. And besides the base grade, the extension on the camera is fantastic. I mean, I'll shoot a lot of handheld. When we shot Haseen Dilruba, we were shooting in actual homes in Agra. Now, actual homes are not sets. They don't have a tarafa. They don't have 2 small windows, one door. They're small spaces. They're actual homes that people have built. Our bedroom size homes. Now, to stick an entire scene into that and to be able to move and to be able to sort of, roam around the house, the extension works brilliantly. There was a scene in Ghumar that we shot where Saimi and Angad Bedi are in a car. We actually parked ourselves 3 extensions on the camera and just let them drive. So the minute they're driving, we got the entire scenes done in record time because you're shooting the frontal angle, both the side axes together. And the camera's not jetting out of the car, it's much safer and so on and so forth. Yeah, so
I'd also love to understand a little bit about the color science, and especially because you also spend a lot of time, sort of grading your films, getting that final look.
Sure.
And one of the things that we've also seen is that all of your films look amazingly different.
So Chup was shot in the rains. It was a film which is Bandra based and rain based. It was lit in a certain sort of way. Ghumar was, again for our bulky, was lit for the cricket pitch and Abhishek's house, which is absolutely dark and so on and so forth. So one, lighting plays an absolutely important part. The color temperature you decide to shoot something on changes the narrative to start with. I feel the Venice has a way of capturing exactly how you've lit it. So if you're looking straight at it and looking at the monitor, and if your temperature is set to what the environment is, it captures exactly what you've lit. So lighting plays an important part, without which the camera can't do everything. But to be able to capture it just the way we lit it, I mean, that's the math on it.
Yeah. How is that you set the look for a film? Do you sort of pre-plan it, have a lot prepared that you want to take on set and, have a right preview? Or how does that work out?
The location has its own color space, which first you should embrace entirely. Secondly, if you want to fight it and if you want to add red to it, or like Haseen Dilruba has, it's actually shot in different shades of hue for different characters. Taapsee was red because she was meant to be fiery. Vikrant was blue because he was cool through the film. Sunny's got green because he was envious of the whole space, and so on and so forth. So that's what you do. I have a DIT guy of my own. We grade it on set. So the minute we shoot, while we are still continue to shoot, I'll grade the first 4 or 5 shots. The minute I've graded my first 4 or 5 shots, that I treat like a LUT. I rather see the S-log. I rather make sure that the monitor is showing me exactly what I'm shooting. I'm not seeing a look on the monitor on a set, because that's something you come to a grading studio and do.
Correct.
Also, so many times what happens is, by the time we've shot it and by the time we come to grading, our tastes have evolved. Depending what I'm seeing, depending what kind of movies I'm watching right now, or depending on what kind of cinema I like today. From the time we shoot to the time we post, we're about a year away from that. So the idea is to stay true to what you felt on that day of shoot. Because it is shot for that day of shoot, which is a year and a half back.
In that location.
In that location. So what I carry, my DIT, we carry a Resolve on set. We actually carry a Sony monitor on set.
Oh, wow.
And we grade our footage on set. I have about 4 films on my phone right now. So when we come back to the grading studio a year and a half later, my look is preset.
Yeah.
So putting a LUT and watching it on a monitor and saying, oh, this is what my film looked like, I don't go with that. I rather just be honest to what I've shot and then come back a year later and just figure my final look.
Okay, you spoke about the 2500 base.
Yeah.
And I'd like to know at what point in the day when you really think that, should I stick to the, or go into the 2500? I mean, where is that sweet spot where you make that shift, and how do you, handle that?
I mean, classically, we just wait for the sun to drop to decide whatever. Yeah. But it really depends on how much exposure the environment has.
Yeah.
There are many times where we've gone into a 2500 base in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Because if you're shooting slow motion, or you want to pop one window out entirely and you say, okay, you know what, in this frame, let's just burn the entire window behind. So then you'll darken the house inside and use the base. Moot point.
Yeah.
Absolutely moot point.
So we'll talk a little bit about some of the scenes from Haseen Dilruba, where you've spent some time getting that particular shot right. Not just shots, but overall the way it looks.
Sure.
And if you could share some light on that.
So like I said, we decided that Taapsee would be red.
Yeah.
And we had to, in many places, even justify the red source of light. One wide shot where you see that one red tube light, because that's the only time you'll see it, but the rest of the scene is completely use of red, with a set of Cook SFs, anamorphic. You can actually punish sensor. You can punish it. If you're flaring it, sure, the lens has a lot to do with it. Yeah. But the fact that it'll still give you the latitude, it'll still hold on to the shadows, and it shoots red beautifully. Not in a way that it sort of takes over your blacks, so it doesn't become like a wash. You can still hold on to your contrast. Similarly, when we were doing a love-making scene from the film, and it was meant to be a dream sequence. Obviously, we didn't want to do some smoke and all that. It would be more real for you to feel shayad hua, nahi hua. We shot it on a macro lens with the extension and with a pink wash on the entire bed. Yeah, beautiful imagery. I mean, So yeah, low light meets extension meets color science all together thrown into one shot. It's how the camera helps you.
You also spend a lot of time actually in this room
Yeah.
here, and this is like second home after set. How, just share a little light on your trading process, the DI process.
In all my features, in a 120-hour booking,
Yeah.
I've been here for 120 hours.
Oh wow.
It's not coming in, setting a look and saying, okay, gone. When we did Haseen Dilruba, Naveen and I graded the entire film. And one day, in the middle of nowhere, while he was between something, I'm like, Naveen, stop. What happened? He said, नहीं, वो एक filter रह गया है. It was a darker image. So I looked at it and said, Naveen, our grade is too bright. He said, what do you mean? I said, show me on this scene, show me on this scene, show me on this shot, show me on this shot. We actually dropped our entire film down by about a stop and a half. After having graded the entire film, I dropped the entire film by a stop and a half. A stop and a half is a difference.
Totally.
It looked like another film altogether. So it was what I lit. It is what I graded on set. But now it was moodier.
Yeah.
And that's the fun of it. The fun of it is your latitudes are in place. Nothing's getting muddy. We didn't have a single QC back from Netflix. Because Netflix QC is the most stringent. Nothing came back. Some of the lighting is happening from the gut. It's not happening from technical, at least not for me anymore. Like in Chubh, Chubh has a certain blue because it was meant to be a rain film. Shot in June, shot in the rains, with actual rain, with artificial rain. But it had a blue that I had not done before. And that's what excited me most. To say, yeah, this is a new way to look at my own imagery.
3 go-to tips that are still tips for you, or are your practicing tools that you are always walking with when you enter a set or are starting to prep for a film.
Make the film that the director wants to make.
Yeah.
Don't make your own film. Give him the imagery that he wants for his film. Because then you're doing right by him to start with. Yes, our show reels are very important to us. That's why we work, so that we can show off. We work because we show off. First tip is really make the film that the director wants. Second, have a team of happy people, because unhappy people make life miserable. Third is get a Venice. If you're shooting low light, if you're shooting in cramped places, get a Venice and stay happy.
Yeah,
As
totally.
simple as that.
Biggest part of the portrait. But I think, thank you so much. Sure. It was so amazing to finally get you from behind to...
No, like I said to you on the phone the other day,
Yeah.
18 feature films, I've never given an interview.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my images talk for myself. No point sitting and saying, I did this, I did that, I did this. A lot of it, the equipment does for us. The gliding happens on the Panther, the imagery gets captured on the camera, lenses do their bit. We get a credit for a lot of people's work. Our colorists, our assistants, our focus pullers, our light people, our gaffers. We ask for some ridiculous things sometimes. Say, वो पेड़ के छत पे, वो पेड़ के top पे light बांधो. You go have your coffee, come back, it's done. It's really a shout out to those boys.
Absolutely.
We are because they are. I mean,
true. And I think that also just goes back to the saying that we're just as good as our team.
Absolutely.
And also that speaks volumes about the persona that we've been very happy to sort of share this coffee and chat over. And thank you so much yet again for doing this. So now that we know the process of making a flat image to a flattering one is quite a long and a technical one. Similarly, adapting and learning this process is one too. I myself take back a lot from these conversations, and one of the most important things is the responsibility of a DOP to sort of enhance the visual experience for the audience and stay true to the story and also create an impact. For now, this is me signing off.